We do have an email question that just came in. I believe it is from Carter. 2 days ago, I was rear-ended and my car was totaled. I was taken to the hospital, but not severely injured. My car was old and not worth much. Does insurance consider the cost to replace my car or just the value of the car? Will my property that was in my car be replaced? I had a computer and a clarinet in the trunk, both destroyed. I haven't even had a chance to talk to the adjuster yet. Should I talk to a lawyer first? Is Carter, is he friends with Vivian? Because we had the same conversation.
We did, and it's not just with Vivian just recently, but very, very frequently we have this type of question confront us. And unfortunately, it's one that frustrates a lot of people because under Florida law, you do not get what the cost is to replace said vehicle. What I mean by saying that is it's not what it costs you to go out there and buy another car, whatever you have. It is basically the fair market value of a like, make, model, and condition vehicle that you have. And we all know, especially in the volatile world of vehicles and inflation and things of that nature, that price is always changing. So you may have a 2005 Toyota Corolla that's running and does everything you need it to do, but the fair market value of that car is maybe $500 or less.
Well, if you bought your car if you had an incident in 22, 23.
Right, when it was crazy.
You actually came out a lot better from when you actually bought your car. But now, values of cars have
gone down
and going down and settling. So when you bought that car in 22, 23, and some of 24, now you get in an accident, you've overpaid for it by sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. And so it really hurts you. And they take a value, and it's just a fair market value based upon similar like models and makes around the area. They try to get as identical as they can, and that's kind of what they value it off of.
The one caveat there is if you have done any kind of, not routine maintenance, not changing your oil, your
major
brakes,
modifications,
things like, but if you made some put some really nice rims
or a new
on the
engine,
car, new engine, new transmission very recently.
Right.
It's got to be a fairly recent modification. Those are things that can be considered, and those are things that you absolutely need to consult with somebody to make sure that you're taking all those things into consideration. But the kind of added deal is also under that same property damage coverage umbrella is any personal property that you lost in the vehicle. In particular, I think you mentioned a musical instrument and a computer. Those will absolutely be covered, and those are things that can be, that you would get the replacement cost of that kind of thing.
Right.
But you also, a lot of cell phones are something that frequently come up, so you need to be thinking about those things, and you get that all under that bucket of the property damage, which everyone in Florida is required to maintain at least 10,000. Let's hope it's more, because 10,000 can go very, very quickly, especially if you're talking about a total loss.
Well, the most important question that he asked, Ted, was, should I talk to a lawyer first?
Absolutely, because
and we just talked about that. But go ahead.
Because it's not only making sure you understand the nuances of those property damage issues, but there's also the whole other bucket of coverage of bodily injury claim that you got to make sure you're taking care of. And although this just happened 2 days ago, you may not think that you're injured now, but you need to make sure you go and get checked out, because we have, as Chris said, we're in a no-fault system, and part of that process is that you have $10,000 of built-in, what's in essence health insurance on your auto policy. That's the PIP no-fault benefits. But in order to actually have access to that full value, you have to go seek your treatment within 14 days. So make sure you go and do that, and we can make sure you're pointing in the right direction.
Right.